Hey, La Rochelle, honey, I can hear the kids, but I can't hear you. Is there a
Okay,
mute button?
that's what I'm looking for. But when I press the
Here, I'll take care of it. There we go. Now, La Rochelle is muting you, so I can't hear you either. And I see, no, that's still not working.
let's see, I can mute myself.
Hmm. Okay. If you with your headset, it should so that we can just hear you because I want to make sure I can hear you. But so what I wanted to do was to find out, do you guys already have an educational technology tool that you're thinking of that you want to share and do your demo on? There's a few that I know that you probably have learned from just working through the project, but there might also be an outside one that you want to talk a little bit more about. I want to find out if you have ideas, and if not, there are a few that I have used in the seminars, and students have been interested in them, but I just simply used them and did a really brief explanation of this is what this is and this is how you can use it, and it might be helpful to actually have a video to go along with that. So have you?
Would Smartboard Exchange, is that considered an educational? Because I know that's a lot of the new kids, like when we come to Ouachita Parish, they send us to training for the Smartboard and the Smartboard Exchange and how to make smart notebooks.
And I'll actually, that's one I might want to do a little polling for to ask that one, because quite honestly, most of the time in the districts, they get that training from, like you said, from the districts. They actually do a better job than we do here at the university.
Okay.
Because I don't know about you, but a lot of our undergrads definitely say, well, you know, I went out there in a district and I really didn't know anything about Smartboard because we only have like 5 or 6 of them in our classrooms. So we really don't teach that here, but the districts do a really good job, because I know in both the parish and the city, for me, that's where I got my training for Smartboard and Smartboard Exchange and creating lessons and those types of things. I was going to say, La Rochelle, I see you're nodding your head, so I know like Monroe City does that as well. I think that's one they probably they'll get in the district that they're in.
Now, I will say Monroe City has not done that in the last few years.
Oh, really?
When I first started, we had to go through a new teacher orientation, and we did have that training, but no, they haven't done it in about 4 or 5 years.
Okay, so that might be one, particularly for our people in Monroe City that don't have it. And like I said, I can just really simply send out a poll through the Moodle and find out how many of them. You're going to have to ask 2 questions, though. How many actually have a Smartboard in their room, and how many of them have received the training? Because one of the things that we try to do through the Teach project, because we have people all over, and we don't know actually what types of technologies have been provided for them in their classroom, we try to show them ones that they can get access to and use for themselves that they don't necessarily have to pay for, and don't have to wait for the district to come up with the funds to give it to them. So, of course, I've dealt with some people in the city, and it's just showing them there's more than one way to skin a cat, and they didn't have a Smartboard. But a lot of times, if you can get your hands on a projector, and you've got your classroom computer, you can use a lot of these things like Kahoot! And all the other ones that we use that are web-based. Excuse me, this is Amy. Hi, Amy. Are you still not able to get on?
Hangout with the little green bubble.
Let's try again. I'm just going to send you a new invitation from here, and let's see if you can get in. So,
okay.
Yeah, try your Google Plus and look for an invitation and see if you can get in that way.
Okay, now I hear a call coming in.
Okay.
You know, I'm trying to think of the different educators, because like I know a lot of the ones that we had used, was the using our phones and such, but with elementary kids, we're not allowed to bring the phones to school.
Right.
So,
are you able to get it? Okay. Take care. Yeah, so that's another thing we want to talk about. We don't want to show them stuff that they can't be able to use. Now, like you say, some that we've used with our phones, those that we've used with our phones can just as easily be used in a computer lab, or they can be used in a classroom if students have access to like a computer on wheels, the CAL, and where you can check it out. Brandy, you made it! Yay!
I hope I'm here. I can't believe I can finally see you.
We've all had that moment. Wow, it's like, wow, there's actually somebody there. Okay, and I know that Teresa, Amanda is going to be a little late because she actually had something else before we rescheduled to Tuesday, so she'll be in a little later with us. What we're discussing right now, Brandy, and I think that Amy should be joining us shortly because she was able to get the invitation. But we're talking about one of those activities that's a part of your agreement, and it's the educational technology or educational tech demo. And what we try to do, because this project is dealing with people that have entered the teaching profession without going that traditional route and have not had the opportunity to have that 4 years of not only learning those instructional strategies, but then also learning about some of those Web 2.0 tools that can help with the engagement of students, particularly in those high needs areas, when you do really need to differentiate to be able to reach those learning targets for your students and be able to, reach all learners. These tools can be very helpful and beneficial in those ways. So what I was going over with the ladies is to kind of find out if they had in their mind something that perhaps I've used throughout the year that they'd be interested in using to do a demonstration on, or if there was something that they used that they found particularly helpful, because everyone else has actually come through the project and did go into a classroom. And I know, La Rochelle, you have not stayed in the same school, neither has Teresa. Amy has moved from schools, so you all know going from one school or one district to the other, you know that the technology is never just cohesive where you have the same thing everywhere.
Right.
And that's what we really need to provide that for these interns, because it'd be great if we knew everyone's going to have a smart board and you just kind of train on that. Or it'd be great if you knew that everybody was going to have classroom computers or one-to-one iPads. There's something I could teach on that. But we know that they're going into different environments. And so we want to be able to provide them with tools that they can use to meet these changing responsibilities and requirements that come upon them. So I remember being in the school system when I moved from the parish to the city. I went into the city and didn't realize when I was at Washington Junior High, I had the first smart board in the building because I wrote a grant for it. And it was like, woo, a new toy. What do you do with it? That was back in 2007
or 8, maybe.
6 or 7, yeah, 7 or 8. I think I left in 8. So that was somewhere between 2005 and 2008. So that's changed. Think about how that's changed from then to now. What every classroom pretty much has a smart board. Everyone gets trained on it. Not all districts have that opportunity. And then so you go from there, and then you've got some schools. Well, then I went to Monroe City Schools. There at that school where I was reading interventionist, that classroom had not only the smart board, but it had the classroom response system, so that students had the clickers, and I was able to do an assessment. Of course, that was a new training for me, but it was a new option for me to use for these students that were on all these varying levels. I was able to maybe every 15 or 20 minutes get a question up there on the board, have them ask it, and I knew, okay, they don't understand this or they do understand that, and I knew how to circle back around and pick up where they maybe were misunderstanding some things. So that's what I'm saying is it would be different if we were at a district, but we are not district based. We're IHE based, and we serve 20 to 30 districts. Yeah. So we never know what they have. So that's one reason when I introduce different things, I try to show them different possibilities based on their particular area. And a lot of teachers, Teresa, like you said, get bogged down in, because I said, hey, let's use our cell phone, their first thing, oh, my kids can't use their cell phone. Well, that's fine, because that's why I generally try to teach them things, show them things that can be used through all different types of devices. They can either use the mobile device, and the reason why I've decided to start telling them more about things that can utilize a mobile device is because so many districts can't do a one-to-one technology. But in junior high through high school, everybody has that. You already want to they have their own technology. And so one of the things that I've talked to teachers before in the past, when they're trying to solve their own problems, is to say, you know, maybe it's one of the rules that one of the rules says that they can't use their cell phone normally, but when the teacher goes to the principal and says, this is exactly what we want to use this for. We want to use this instructionally. I'm going to use it for these particular web-based things, and I have a way to monitor the students' use of it while they're there. In most cases, the principal has said, okay, that's fine, because I see how you're going to be able to use it. And they understand that it's not like just have your cell phones out and we're just going to keep them out all hour. It's one of those things that you have your cell phone out so that you can participate in this. And as I'm watching names come up on the board, if yours doesn't pop up and answer your phone, then I know you're not doing what I'm doing. I can take it. So that's called BYOT. Bring your own technology, and that's a plan that's been introduced by a lot of our interns. They've taken it to their principals. It didn't change the policy in their district, but their principals, because their principal thought, hey, you're doing something innovative here, and you're really trying to make sure the kids are engaged, and you're using this for feedback, you're using this for data, and since you don't have the technology, that's another way. And when they find it's something that can be safeguarded, in most cases they don't have a problem. So what we're trying to give all of the interns are options, not mandates. We don't want to say, hey, you've got to use this. But the reason why we ask all of you to create one is that then those interns can have an opportunity to select, to say this will actually work in my situation, whereas maybe that one will not. So I know a couple of them, and I'm going to go ahead and share some of the ones that we have shared over time. If you guys haven't really come up with any options, one of the things that we looked at the last seminar, when we looked at the video by Marcia Tate, she talked about one of the best strategies, anybody, anything, is to utilize games for students to stimulate that area in their brain where they're able to recall things and they're making connections. And one of the really good videos, one of the really good Web 2.0 tools that I have found is good is, let's see, looks like I'm in here twice. I'm going to attempt to close this. And I don't want to lose Amy. I'm thinking maybe this is Amy's problem. All of you all can actually, when you use the link, you were able to get in through the link, right?
Yes. I typed the link in.
Okay. For whatever reason, he still can't get into the link. Okay. So I just wanted to go ahead and share with you. I'm going to open up a different, let's open up a different.
Now, you're talking about games. In my classroom for review days, every Thursday I use Jeopardy as a game. Okay. And so I would possibly want to use that as my educational technology.
That would be great. Now, and see, so we think about when we do the demo, we always think about what Teresa said, what might be available. So most everybody has either a smart board or they may have a projector, you know, some type of a way that they can project. Let's go back to a very rural school where perhaps they don't have that, okay? Okay. And think about what are some options if they don't have the smart board or the projector in their classroom. What was that you said, Teresa?
DocuCamera. The
document. If they had a document camera, they always could swivel it around and show. One thing I've run into, sometimes it switches the images, so it's like things are kind of backwards. But one thing that even if those teachers don't have that in their classroom, almost always the media specialist, the librarian, will have either the smart board in there or she'll have a projector, and that might be one of those things that you could say if that's a special day where you're reviewing for a test, it's not something you use every day, that they could then go and reserve the library or reserve the computer lab. And that's the way we have to try to kind of show them there has to be a way that you can work around, because it is you know, if you raise your hand, you know you've been in those situations. You're like, I feel like my back is up against the wall. They've made it really hard for me to do well.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's when you have to be really ingenious and go, okay, so what's my workaround? What am I going to do to make this fit? And we want them to be able to do that because they're students, especially our ones that are participants in the grant, and then they're in those high needs areas. Our students need teachers that are going to be innovative and creative and make things work that don't normally work, and not just go with the status quo, because the status quo basically is saying these things, it's too hard for us to succeed here, it's not going to work. The kids sometimes feel like that, the teachers feel like that, the principals feel like that, and that's why the kids stay in the same state. We're looking for, that's what we call star teachers. When we send our people in, that you're the star that's going to say, hey, I know that you want me to make bricks with no hay, but I'm going to figure out a way that I'm going to make them, you know? And I've been there before. You're like, how am I supposed to make this work with absolutely nothing at all? But when you make it work, it's so sweet. And that's one of the things that our teachers, when they stick and stay, that's what it is that makes them stay, is that they realize, you know, you feel like you're doing minor miracles every day. So Kahoot! Is one that I've used, and you guys will probably recognize it.
I like that one.
You remember this one? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I used it in the seminar before, so I'm going to go ahead and share my screen, and we're just going to kind of take a look at it. Okay, it took me straight to I don't want
and the kids actually love that app.
They love it.
They love it.
As a matter of fact, I'm trying to remember when I did your demonstration lesson, La Rochelle, what was the name of that game you used?
I have no idea.
I'm trying
I can't remember.
Tiffany, in elementary, one of the things that we've been using is if a teacher can acquire maybe not a smart board, but they can acquire like 3 or 4 tablets.
Mm-hmm.
That is a really neat device to put into reading centers.
Yeah. And so that's another thing too. Okay, I'm glad that you said that, and let me cancel this for a minute, and I won't open up the Kahoot! Or I won't start sharing my screen. So that option, like think about that in any school, even the rural schools. They either have a computer lab, they may have a checkout, you know, we used to call them cows, the computers on wheels, the little carts where they can get some computers, or even now, a lot of people have been moving to iPads or some type of tablet. There's somewhere in the school, and I'm going to tell you from my experience working in leadership in the districts, most of the time those things do not get checked out, and they're sitting somewhere collecting dust. A lot of people don't use them. And you all know, like I know, if you want to get, and that's not the reason they're doing it, but if you really want to get your principal's attention, you start doing things like that when they're like, who's using the computer lab? Who's got their class in the library and it's not their day for library? Who is this that checked out this computer cart? What is it that you're doing? And they come in and they take a look. And then they realize that you're really putting the effort in to make sure that your students are getting it, they're meeting those targets by any means necessary. And technology is one of those ways, you know, that with this group of students at this age and time, with these, they're not even called millennials anymore, they're Generation I, the young ones that come out of the womb being able to play a game and upload a video, that really works to really engage them. And so when we talk about the game, Kahoot! Is one of those. Like you just said, it would work in any of these instances. Even if you just had a few tablets, you could let them play in groups. And I love that you shared that idea, because if you could get your hand on, and you know, most classes will have those 3 or 4 desktop computers on the wall. You could let the students go in small groups. They won't have to all play the game at the same time, but you could still have that available on those classroom computers where you can say, you know, at the times when we break down, one of the places you'll go is to the computer center, and then you'll work in teams or pairs of 3, pairs of 2 or teams of 3, and you can go ahead and work on this game that I have for you, and it doesn't have to be done whole group, because all of these can be set up so that the students can go in and start a pin, and then they can play so that it's all like something that can be done independently. So let me go ahead and share this one about Kahooted. And let's see, here we are. So now you should be able to see this screen. All right, this is a really simple one, and we're going to take a look real quickly because I'm sure they'll do a better job of making this succinct as far as how it works. Okay.
And so, this is a free app?
This is a free, and it can be done. Don't quote me on this one because I have a list of what we call Web 2.0, which means that it's computer-based or web-based, and then ones that are apps. I don't think Kahoot is actually an app. I think it's just that you can locate it by typing it into the web browser, just like I did. And that's one of the beauties of this because, you know, if you're looking at apps and you have to have some other type of web device, web-enabled device like a tablet or phone or a laptop or something, where you can download those apps and then you get into all these apps, can I download it or not? Well, instead, this is completely web-based and you can get to it, so which means you could go and put it on your classroom computer, and then you could display it from your computer and share it with the students, or you could actually set it up on those computers, the classroom computers, and let them go through it themselves. Right. You can create one, and I think I have one that we can look at after we look at it here. You create questions where it can either be a quiz, discussion, or survey. Of course, discussion and survey you would want to use whole group, but you can always create a quiz. You can always create a quiz and let them do that either independently or in small groups if they wanted to review together, and then you play. And the way that you can do it is that once you create the Kahooted or the quiz, then it formulates a number for you or a code, and the students put the code in. So you see right here, I hope it's not too small, right there on the device you can see on the left hand side it has a PIN number on those little phones. Can you see that?
Yeah.
Okay. So they put the PIN number in once they go to Kahoot, and then it opens up the game for them, and then there's a question that can be displayed like you see here. Who used the argument I think therefore I exist? And then when they see the options here, they have this little colored shapes. They just select one of those, and it's immediate feedback. So just
like going to Buffalo Wild Wings and playing in trivia.
Yeah. So like one of those things that you do at the table while you're waiting. So, but then the thing is that you get this whole feedback on how the students did. You know how each student answered and responded, whether or not you're sitting there. So in this case, the best way to use Kahoot is to have it set up on a screen in a computer lab, and then you can let the students. I'm sorry, not a computer lab. The little computer center in your classroom, and then the students could use the tablets and answer the questions.
Has anybody signed up? Can I do this as research and try to set it up?
Sure, and then what I can do is I will share with you one that I've created. As a matter of fact, if I can remember, hold on a second, I'll show you.
Because this seems wicked cool, and I've never used it.
You're gonna love it, Teresa.
Oh, I'm excited.
And the good thing about it, or the best thing about it, is the kids, they get to see where they're ranked at the end of every question, and so it's a competition.
Right. And they get a winner at the end if you do it whole group.
Mm-hmm.
Now, it's multiple choice only, obviously. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yeah. Now, it's multiple choice only if you're looking at the quiz, but if you want to do discussion, you can use open-ended.
Okay.
Okay, so if you'll see what is being displayed now, this is in our Google Drive, so I'm going to go ahead and share this with you.
Thank you. This reminds me of having to set up the program for when we were going through Girl Scouts.
Yeah, somewhat.
That what was that when taking charge?
Yes, they loved that.
Oh my gosh, it was great. I learned so much doing it. But of course, you can only do it that one time.
Okay, so this is the screen that they would see, and that pin that's created, they just click the pin in and they start here. Let me see if I can give you an example of one, because I know I presented one during a seminar. Let's see what else I can find that says Kahoot it. Kahoot. Maybe it just says Kahoot. Seminar 2, lesson plan. Okay. This is the one where I showed them how to create a lesson plan, and so my seminar was based on a lesson plan. Let's see if I actually have the. This was seminar 2. I need to go back and find.
Man, Amy is so squared away.
Always.
My goodness. She is fabulous.
I'm missing something. Okay.
Text messages.
Okay. Well, Jamie's not.
So she has a whole bunch of them already set up.
Yes. Well, and yeah, she is ahead of the game there. Here we are. So this is going to be. Let me go to the seminar agenda, and the pin should be on there, I think. Did I put the pin on there? Guess not.
Tiffany, she said you could use hers if you can't find yours.
Thank you. We might need to do that because I'm looking here. I know this was the one on the lesson plan, but I don't know if it's got my pin in here. It doesn't look like it does. All right.
Thanks, Beverly.
She can go ahead and give me one, and we can give an example of one of hers. And it's so sad. Wait a second. If I could remember my password, perhaps I could just not. I have so many of these things. And, of course, I do the thing that they tell you never to do. I use the same thing for everything.
Mm-hmm.
But since there's no money involved, I'm not really scared. Let's see. That's not it. Yeah, let's just use one of Amy's. If she's got a
in the text, you have her passcode.
Okay. Well, oh, crud.
It's Amy Willis at otsb.net.
Cool. That kind of brings up something. I hope Amy can attest to that, and she'll text you guys if she can. You know, we had a conversation once before, and I know sometimes it feels like you guys are like, gosh, this is a lot of stuff that we're doing. You know, we got to make an educational technology demo and these types of things that are kind of being requested or asked of you to create these resources for the interns. But I know one time she told me, and I don't know if she's just telling me, that, you know, she feels like it really has been professional development even for her because she's learned some of these other things and she used them in her classroom, and I had no idea. So she wasn't even trying to, you know, get points, but I had no idea that after she learned this, she actually is, I mean, using it to the end. Look at this. She's got lots of them. Oh, wow. Okay, so this is one she has on a story that she did. I see Ransom of Red Chief. Let's see if I can go and pull one of these. My Kahoots. And then she's pulled some public ones. This is amazing. Okay, so we want to play, and I'm going to click play, and then it's going to give, you can choose here. So this is a wonderful way for me to give you an example of how you can set this up. You can display the game pin throughout. You can give them intro instructions because it lets you can put up random thoughts. You can put pictures. You can put videos. You can add anything you want to, or you can keep it very minimalist. And you can just put the questions, and simply that. They can randomize the order of the answers or randomize the order of the questions. And, you know, if students are going in groups back to a space, you can see the value of that because they could just say, oh, it's BCT ABB or whatever, and kind of get the questions away. If you really want to use this as some means of assessment, you could randomize that. So that's pretty awesome. Let's just go ahead and click launch now. And then there's the pin. No, that's not it yet. All right, Amy, here we go. So you see that the students would put the pin name once they go to Kahoot it. All right. And you see there's a start button over here to the right. So you see she's got the cool music. She's got a graphic up there. There's some instructions for the students. Okay. And then it also tells them how to make sure that they put the pin number in and how to get to it. Okay. So I think that's pretty awesome. And then you can just tell it to start. Let's see. These are things she's asking before you get here, and then you can click start. Well, now I'm going to unmute it. Okay.
Tiffany, if you're wanting to show us how the game actually looks, you may just want to go ahead and put in the pin so that we can see it from the student side. Okay, we're going to need to get
somebody to...
You created this?
I think we're going to need to have somebody to join before it actually will start. So let me try this from my phone. Can Teresa, were you talking? Go ahead.
So she created this with all the music and everything?
I can't hear you without hearing the music. And I'm trying to get that. I'm going to just go ahead and get off for a minute. Nope, still on there. All right. There we go.
She said that's the video that you add while you're waiting for the players.
Right, and see that's what I realized is that we're not going to be able to go to the start until somebody goes and punches that pin in at Kahoot!, and then that's when it's ready to start. So from my screen, I couldn't start it until I had players. So
okay, I went ahead and put my code. I went ahead and put the code in, so maybe you can see my name.
Okay, so let's try to. Okay, well go ahead. Anybody who wants to join, I'm going to put it back up. You can put it on your phone or just open up a different screen, a different window. All right, here we go again. Get ready to get down.
Okay, I'm going to watch because I don't have an account.
Oh, you don't have to have an account. You just go to Kahoot! And put that in. The kids don't need an account.
Oh, the 167738?
Yep. Yep. Just go to Kahoot!
Okay, so I put the pin in.
Okay, anybody entered? All right, we can start.
I just lost the pin.
Uh-oh. Well,
I got it. 167738. I'm a newbie.
Oh wait, I have to go back to the other screen. I can't remember. I can't go from screen to screen.
Simple subject.
Circle. Okay.
All right, so we only had one person to play, and she got it right.
I just got in. Said the correct answer was Juanita and Crystal.
Right. So this next one, if you're in, you should be able to play as well. So let's go to the next one. Oh, wait, we got Shell and T-Bone playing.
I'm T-Bone.
Amy's in, okay.
Oh, wait, Sapu, what happened?
Oh, wait, yeah.
There's another one.
What are we waiting on? Wait, where is it? Oh! Okay, Juanita, stop. My little settings guy won't go away, so I can't see the question.
Okay, so now we still. Oh, Brandy's in there now. Shell is really giving us a spanking. I'm gonna have to go ahead and join the fun.
I can't see the question.
How do you
I see that Amy said she said she couldn't see the question. So, it's not showing up on my screen. I thought it was.
It's our settings buttons in front of it with the microphone and all that.
Oh no, you can't do it on this one. You have to do it on your phone from when you put in Kahoot it. So then once you let me unshare this. Stop.
Oh, it says that the
So
internet.
Okay, if you get on your phone. Oh wait, here's me and Milton. If you get on your phone and you put it in there, then you'll just see the little colored rectangle.
The answers.
The answers. Do you have it now? Everybody has it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I'll do the next
Just
one.
this, right?
Yes,
So
that's it.
You're saying the question's going to show up on here.
Right. Oh, the question will show up on my screen. So look on the screen for the Hangout for the question. This is what the teacher would be doing. She'd be displaying the question, and then the kids would be using a different device to put the answers in.
Okay.
Okay. So you'll go to your device. I forgot. I don't even know what the code was. And so you see that this brings to question, would you want to say where the code is always going to be displayed? And then that way, if you have a Johnny come lately to the questions, they could still see what the code was.
Okay.
And okay, so now to answer your question, it's too close. There is an app for it. At least there is in Google Play. I'm sure it's also in iTunes.
Yeah, because it offered it to me for it said in an app on my phone when I put in Kahoot it.
Okay.
It said there's an app, but I didn't go there yet because I'm trying to play it.
All right, so then you think about how then that would be really simple for you to then set up one of the computer screens in the classroom.
Absolutely.
And then the classroom, and if you had maybe one iPad or two iPads, the kids could sit there and play while they see the question, then they could select, just like we're using our phones while we're watching it here. So that's the way it works.
We could bring the cows in, they can all have theirs.
Yes, exactly. So what was the pin?
167738.
All right, so we're ready to do another one, and we'll get a chance to see how it works. This time now, everybody should get a chance to enter so you can see how you can look at your analytics and everything. Oh, wait. I'm not sharing that screen. Hold on. You guys
I'm not seeing the questions.
Oh, no. Okay.
Question 2.
I barely made it in. So I got my question. Okay, let's see.
Woohoo!
All right. So did everybody see how it works out now? So let's take a minute. I guess we need to finish it, and then we can look at analytics.
There's 28 questions.
Oh, no. No, we're not going to be able to do that.
I don't know if that one's all or day.
Okay, so we'll have to go back and see if we can check our analytics from here.
No indirect object.
Oh, my God,
Woo!
Wow, okay.
Hey, this is 8th grade stuff, isn't it?
Okay, so let's end the quiz.
Please
And
do.
we're going to look at feedback and results. Shell was the winner, so she would be woo-wooing all around the classroom. Okay.
Go, Shell. Go, Shell.
So they get a chance to rate it, how they feel, and then we get final results. These are the results here. You can save those results, but I'm trying to find that screen, Amy, and you might need to help me out because I haven't used this in a minute, where you can get a little more analytics on.
Oh, she said you can skip questions.
Yeah, you can skip questions, and then there's my phone. But you can, like, finding out as far as overall how the class did, and then specifics.
This is cool.
Okay, so that may be one you want to use. So
that's what I'm
go ahead and share one more because we're getting close to the end of our time. I know we started late, but I don't want to go too much later than this. There's another. Go back to Nearpod.
Aww, Amy doesn't want to leave you.
Because she got in late. I know. Okay, there's a video, so I've got to find this. Nearpod. Nearpod. New apps. Okay, I'm going to share this one with you guys, and then there's a video that I did a training on using Nearpod. And Amy, correct me if I'm wrong. Did you do one of your technology trainings on using Nearpod with your class, or that you did that while I did your demo lesson last year? I can't remember. Let's share this with everybody. All right, so you guys should see in your inbox that you have access to this, and this is just an overview of how the app works. But then I actually went through and did a training on it. We did Nearpod that day and was something else. YouTube. I don't think we got to the YouTube, so I will. Let's see if I can find that video right now. Technology training.
Yeah, this was our training you did. Was it last spring or was it this fall?
It probably was. Okay, so then you were part, so then that must have been last spring.
Yeah.
This will be for the benefit of Rochelle and...
Because this was the one I said I couldn't use the phones with.
Okay. I think this is it. Want to go over a couple of tools while we're... Also making sure, yeah. So let's see if this is it. This is Nearpod. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna share this video with you guys. A couple of tools while we're getting for hush. Okay. That's not it. Okay. I've got to go change this from private so I can share it with you.
Amy says spring.
The spring? Okay. Okay, it won't let me do something. YouTube's been acting kind of crazy for me today. Yeah, so January of last year. It was spring. Okay, so let me unlock it. Unlisted.
So we make a demo and then share it with everybody?
Exactly. And I was going to show you, Amy did one on Prezi, and today I realized since so many of us are new, it took some time for me to kind of talk about what kind of technology you might want to highlight rather than just taking the time today. I really was going to show you how you could create the video, the hows and, like how do you make a video. But we'll get to that. I'm going to probably...
Are we using Swivel for that?
Say it again?
Are we using Swivel for that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll be using two different things. Okay. We'll be using Swivel, and then you need to use the YouTube video editor, or it's going to show you how to do iMovie, so that you can put them together. Because what I really want you to do is to walk them through either the app or the walk them through the web tool and show them like how to get it set up, how to get an account, and all that type of thing. But then I wanted you to show them how you actually use it in your classroom, and that's what we're going to use the Swivel for. So I can see that this is going to be a thing that I'm going to need to create a video for you guys, because we needed to spend this time talking about some of these technology apps and tools that you might look at, because there are quite a few that I've highlighted in training these interns, and I want to be able to share those with you all so you feel comfortable enough to do something with it and then use it in your classroom. So I'm going to share a couple things in the chat. So if you want to see the chat, well, have you guys been chatting? So you might be able to just go ahead and pull this. This is a link to the training that I did on Nearpod. So if you want to just copy it and capture it. Amy, if I have your permission, I'm also going to share your Prezi demonstration that you did sometime. I think you did it. You did it in the fall of 2014. I'm thinking you're going to type. Okay.
This link is the Nearpod link you're opening up to us that you're sending us right now, the YouTube?
The first YouTube link that I sent you is for Nearpod. It's going to show you that one that I just went over. And so Amy said it's fine for me to share her Prezi. So this is another one you might look at. I've shared with you the information about Kahoot! It, and then also the printed information about Nearpod. And this one is just, she did Prezi. So those are some that you might look at doing. Quite honestly, it'd be nice if we didn't do ones that we already have, because there's going to be like a database of these that the students can go to, present students, past students, and upcoming students, so that they can see, okay, how can I incorporate technology in my classroom? You guys remember either student teaching or internship when you heard that either from your supervisor or your administrator in the schools going, you should use more technology, or that's something that you were dinged on in an observation. Well, they need to be able to look and say, okay, what are some things that I can do to add to my wheelhouse? So I'm trying to see, Darren did another one. Darren Underwood did another one. And I'll try to share those with you guys.
And I know we spoke about this, but I'm looking down at the testing coming down on us next in 10 days. This is due by May 1st.
Is that what's on there?
No, I'm asking.
Oh, no. This we wanted to, well, I don't know when when everything is going to be due, because I usually pay you guys before the end of May, which means I get paperwork in usually middle of May.
Right, because we got paid last year like May 28th, I think. I remember it was right before Memorial Day.
That's about the time. So we just need it to be done before we get ready to turn all that in, because we turn your paperwork in once we've done all this.
Okay. Because it'll be fun to use after testing. I just know I have testing. We're like doing practice tests out the wazoo.
Right, I'm here to see. And let's see if this. So when you say after testing, what day were you looking at or talking about? What's after testing for you?
Well, the testing week is April 25th.
Okay. So yeah, you're gonna have
the following.
Generally, I try to turn things around the second week of May, so you can get paid before the end of May.
Sure. Yep. Once I figure out how to get the videos together and stuff.
Okay, that's not working. So if I find it, then I'll share that with you all. But let me stop sharing for a moment. What I will share with you all in the meantime, after you've had a chance to look at some of these educational technology apps and tools, and you select something, you say, and that's the first reason I want you to look at it. I think I want to use this in my class, because if it's not something that you could see yourself actually using and you and your students benefiting from, then it's not something that we should be telling the interns they should use. because it's not just technology for technology's sake. That's one of the things I keep trying to explain to them. Your technology should be so that you can improve instruction, so that you can improve, so you can differentiate, so that you can keep them engaged, whatever that's going to take for you. That's when you utilize the technology. Not just to say you had it going on in the classroom. So we want you to definitely look at something that you say, I could use this for myself. Let's take a look at the Marsha Tate. I don't think I actually have all of her when she did the 20.
Tiffany, should we tell you now which one we're going to use, or?
Yeah, you don't have to tell me now, but if you know now, it'd be good if you want to go ahead and say, I think I know which ones I want to work with.
I think to share GoNoodle. Have you guys heard about that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Have you already done that? I mean, I'm new, so I don't
Okay.
know what I've done.
I can't hear what she's saying. There's some noise in the background.
Okay. GoNoodle, I think, is the one you're in. Yeah.
We use that all the time.
Okay, so that would definitely be one that if a person hasn't heard of before, they would feel comfortable doing.
So is that something I could make a demo for?
Yeah, as long as you could definitely, if you can show us that you could how you use, and that would be one you feel comfortable showing and using in your classroom. The only, like I said, when we start off the beginning, those are kind of the prerequisites I want you to look at. Is that we want to make sure it's something that can be used in all types of different environments, so that people won't look at it and go, "There's no way that I can use that." Now, you know, of course, we expect to, since you're going to be working with elementary, we expect to see some that may be better suited for the younger kids, some that are better suited for the older ones. The ones, you know, the ones that require a little bit more interaction from the student's point of view, and maybe more than just clicking on a button, but maybe giving some more in-depth answers, or things that they can work on independently at computers, at their own devices, are usually more suited for those older kids. And so we want to have a broad range of those types of things. So thinking about the things that La Rochelle and Amy might use, they might be different, you know, or even Amanda might be different, and we want that. And it doesn't necessarily have to be something that I have showcased and used for the interns. It's good when we can maybe go back and do, you know, something more in depth with those, because they at least have had some type of experience. They've been exposed to it somewhat. So that, I think, is helpful in that they can go, okay, yeah, we did this, and I can. When I use them in the seminars, I embed it in whatever's being taught, so that they can say, okay, so if I'm trying to include all learners, this might be a good tool to use. And I remember she used it, and I remember she said something, but I don't really know how to use it. Then if you take it a step further and actually do a demonstration on it, then they can go, oh, I remember that, and now, yeah, now I could actually do it for myself. So that's what we're looking at, is just trying to make sure that they're all in some way linked to, and I don't even have it here, I always keep my book here, but that mentoring in action, that our little curriculum that you use when we're looking at those in-task principles, we want it to be something that's going to help them to meet those principles, that they can say, okay, this is going to help me facilitate learning for all learners. This is going to help me really know my students. This is going to help me differentiate. This is going to help me with classroom management, because I can manage time, and I can do formative assessment, whatever that is. We want to just make sure that the technology is going to be linked to the learning. So again, like, it's just not a fun, cute thing. So if it's not just a fun, cute thing, then it's something that we can link, then that'd be great. Hey, Amanda.
Hey, sorry, I'm just now finishing.
I realize that now. I'm going to be mama. Where is that telephone?
Where is what?
That telephone. I know it's somewhere sitting on that dashboard, isn't it?
Oh, no. I'm actually just driving right now.
That's what I figured. Okay. We're going to be very brief so that Amanda can...
Sorry. I was trying.
No, I appreciate your discipline, not discipline. Your
determination to participate.
That's great. So we're finishing some things up, but I'm going to share the video with you. Amanda, we've kind of talked about some of these ed tech tools before, you and I know you use some. So the next step, you guys, our follow-up then is going to be a video that I'll have to create for you and share out, because we don't have another technology training scheduled before you're supposed to do this. So what I'll be doing then in that video is showing you some video editing tools that you could use, and then giving you an example of how you might use a screen capture to capture you explaining how to log in, how to create an account for the tool, and how to set it up. And then the other part would be you actually using it with your students, and it doesn't have to be a 30 to 50-minute lesson, because it's not going to be your whole lesson. Let's say if you use Kahoot! As your closure, that's only going to be maybe 5-10 minutes, but that at least gives them a chance for them to see it being used in action and to see how you did it. You know, there are a lot of people that are like me. I'm pretty much visual and auditory, and I always read first, but then I want to actually see. And then I want to do. I'm the whole thing, you know. It's like I really get it after I've read it, and then I see something, and then once I practice it. So I'm always, when people show me that, I want to right away do it myself and see if I get it. So we want to be able to provide that for them. So that video that I share with you, again, how do you screen capture so that you could explain to someone this is how you do, just like when Amy was telling me when she was on the phone, and I pulled open the screen and we kind of walked through, and I was telling you, see here, this is how you click in, this is how you sign in, these are all the options that you can use. We want you to have that as the first part of your video, but then the next part will actually have you using it. So we're going to use an editor, video editor, so you can fuse those two together, and it'll be just one video, one instructional video. Okay? So that'll be the video that I'll share out for you. We're right in the midst. We just had our evaluator interviewing some of us today. He'll do some more next week. We're in the middle of STAR interviews where we're interviewing the students that are coming in for this next cohort. So it's super, super busy right now. But I will endeavor, let me take a look at a calendar before I tell a lie.
Hey.
Is there a little person there? Okay. I just heard a hey. Okay. So.
No, Amy just asked if she wanted to do Kahoot! And I'm like, oh, that's what I was going to do.
Oh, okay, okay. I'll let you guys decide on those. Yes, so Amy, answering your question, we are combining the audio screen share video with the actual video of the class. And I will be constructing something to show you guys what type of tool to use. Let's see what'll be a good time for that. Okay, so I've already got to go to that consultation. Oh my God, that's coming up. Yes. Seminar. Okay. I will definitely have this to you. Let's say that we will, I'll have it to you by the 27th, which is when the seminar is, and that will give you the week of the 2nd, the 9th, well, the rest of that week, the week of the 2nd and the 9th, to really work on it. Is that enough time? Tell me yay or nay. Is that enough time for you to have a video to show you how to do it?
Yeah, since you said it's not going to have to be required till like at the end.
Yeah, I'm looking at having you guys turn in, because it's always all about the Thursdays. If I get it in on that Thursday. I want to get you guys paid by the 27th. So we want to get your video turned in by the 20th, but no later than that.
Okay.
And again, I'm just going to put this out here, and we all got our own stuff, but as far as this project is concerned, I'm 100% on this project. Everybody else is 30, 40%, so what does that mean? When something needs to be done today, even if it's not my thing, I do it. So when it comes to the stuff that we have you guys doing, I got to have you do it. I can't. So, and I need it done, you know, like So the 20th now is going to give you more than a month. So if you start now looking at what you want to do, researching it, thinking about what you want to say, and then also going through like the steps of setting it up and all those types of things, you can do that preliminary work now, and then hopefully all you'll need to do is for me to show you how to do a screen capture, show you how to, you know, how to do the swivel, and I will actually just bring you a swivel so that you can set it up and do it yourself. You've all seen me do it.
Mm-hmm.
You will capture your classroom, and then you'll just have to put it together. That still, I understand that could take, you know, more than a week, but if I get you the video by April the 27th, then that will give you several weeks to actually get that together. Okay, so April the 27th will be the time that I'll get that video to you.
And you said that we need to create a lesson plan that flows along with the video, or just...
No, we've already done your demo lesson plans, so no, I'm just saying that I don't intend for you to have to videotape 30 minutes to 50 minutes like a whole class period, because you won't be using the tool the whole time. I only want you to show you actually using the tool so that they can see the demonstration of it.
Okay.
All right, so that's what we really want to do. That's your time frame. I think your checklist will have your other things. Now, Brandy and I know I shared with you that information on Teachscape. Everybody else has done the intern evaluations before, right?
Yes.
Okay, so we're in good shape. It's still late. I mean, they can use this moving forward, but they're not going to actually use it for the internship because we're at like the last observation. But, you know, we were transitioning to Swivel, so a lot of those videos, they didn't get done on time. They didn't get done early. So I am going to make sure within these next 2 weeks that you have access to all of those videos.
Good.
And their observations. I think that's what we shared with you all before. So you'll use your Teachscape forms so that you can complete your peer evaluations for your interns in your group. So everybody's familiar with that. I'm just telling you that so in case you're not like keeping that checklist, I don't like to have to do you know, behemoth worth of work at the last minute. And with you doing, like you said, your testing and everything else is going on, you're not going to be able to. So make sure you take a look at your spring checklist. We're pretty much taking care of a lot of the stuff together, but the things that are on you, then make sure you get those taken care of. And I'm going to check back, but I think there's some of you that did not actually do your virtual classroom tour. And so that's another thing that we'll want to work through and show you how to do it. It'll be super simple. If you have that swivel, you really can just use that swivel in your classroom and just let it follow you and talk about what's in your classroom and why it's in there and how you use it and how it helps you with monitoring your class or whatever. Those videos, anybody who hasn't done it and needs to do a video, ask me and I'll share a link with you for some of your colleagues that have finished it already so you can see theirs and get an idea and go, oh, okay, that's what needs to be done. And if you're not sure if you need to do it, also email me because we're all.
I do know that I need to do it.
Yeah. Okay. So then.
But we also have to strip our walls next week.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you can't just cover. You don't just cover yours. You strip them.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Well, I know that when I came to do your demo lesson, I took pictures of a lot of stuff in your classroom, so I can let you see those if you want to. Or what I would suggest you do before you strip them, go ahead and take pictures. And then,
I have pictures.
Okay. If you have pictures of those things that you want to, and then, you know, your classroom, we want everything. We want the floor plan, what your desks are set up this way. Why are your desks set up this way? The front of the room, what do you do at the front of the room? When they walk in the door, what's there? Why do you have things set up there? Because we really use those for our students when they come in the summer to say, look, here's a setup of a classroom. And this is why it's set up this way. So when you have to hit the door running, because you know how it is, sometimes they're going to call those people 2 weeks into the semester.
Yes.
They've got to get in there and get that classroom set up, and if they don't do a good job, they're going to be on their heels all semester, and the kids are going to run over them.
Yeah.
So we share that with them so that they can say, okay, I've got 2nd grade, I've got 4th grade. I'm just going to do exactly what she did. And if it doesn't work, I'll switch to Thanksgiving. That's what they have to be ready to do. Mm-hmm. So just go ahead and get those still pictures, and then we can get your still pictures still put into a video, and you can talk over them. Okay?
Yeah, well, once you send this video you're going to send us on how to create our own videos, I should be able to do that based on that training you're giving us.
You just pop those in, and it'll make a little video, so it sounds good. All right, so I think that we're done. I'm going to wait and see if you guys have any questions. Brandy, I'm sure you have a lot, but you and I will talk in between to try to get you ready for the 27th and these other things. And I'm going to, I didn't do the formal because we were all trying to get on at different times, and Brandy popped in here. This is Brandy Day Strickland, whom I've honored for 20-something years, and she's been teaching for 20 years at Lakeshore Elementary. And she's supervised teachers before, and department chair and all that type of thing. So just like you guys, she's had experience in actually being a leader, part of leadership. She didn't come through MAT, was looking for someone. We need someone right away. I said, I know Brandy, and Brandy's going to be great. So she's going to help us round out this school year and be with us for the summer as well. So you guys do what was done for you. Darren nominated himself as the person that was going to be the, the mentor for all new teacher leaders. So I need somebody to nominate themselves. Make sure you get Brandy's cell phone number, which I'm going to send in a moment, and her email address. Brandy, what's the email for Washington? Is it B. Strickland?
Yes.
Okay.
bstrickland@opsd.net. It's nice to be here, by the way.
Thrilled to have you.
We got Strickland. Okay. I'm going to send this out to you guys, and then I'm also going to share her in on the document that has everybody else's contact information. So if she reaches out to you, I know you guys are going to be awesome in helping her. If there's a question that she has, and imagine that if she can't get a hold of me. Go ask one of you guys. All right,
Teresa.
Huh?
Teresa, Wondershare is a beautiful program for putting your classroom presentation together.
Yes, that's the one that Amanda used. That's right.
I used music, and all you had to do was slide it in there. You could put text, you could put graphics, you could have all these effects. So it's a fantastic program. What's the name of it,
Amanda? What's the name of it?
Wondershare. WONDERSHARE.
Thank you, hon.
No problem.
See, that's the kind of people you're working with there, Brandy. Okay, I'm sharing this out with everybody.
Now, I hate to be the party pooper, but I have no idea what you are talking about, so I will get with you, I guess, later.
Yes, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. As soon as we finish, I'm going to share the video out because everybody came in at different times. So, except for, I think Teresa was first one in there, so she's heard it all. She's tech queen tonight.
First time ever.
All right, so I
want to give a shout out to Amy. She did concede and allow me to take Kahoot. So I'm forever.
Way to go, Amy.
I will let my students
know. I saw your praying hands.
Yes. And I got to give Rochelle a hoot out too, or a holler out too, because the peer pressure there. So, that wonderful support team we have in this group, Randy. You don't know what kind of fun you're going to end up with.
All right, ladies. As always, I enjoyed you. Enjoy the rest of your night.
Thank you so much.
All right, have a good night.
I'm going to share with you guys the link from this right now before I forget and get in my car and go home. So I'll share the link, and then Brandy, I'm going to share with you everybody else's contact information. All right?
Hey, Tiffany, are you going to set up a new text grouping?
Yes, I actually, that's it, the one where you prayed. So go back to that last one. But you know what? Let me see if I have. Brandy's not on there, so yeah, I'm going to send out a new one. I just, to the last one that you guys were.
Sure did.
And I sent Brandy's information, but I'm going to start a new one so Brandy's in there. It'll be a different group.
Okay.
All right.
We're missing 1, 2, 3, 4. I guess we're just missing. Oh, no, because I'm the 5th. Duh. It's been a long day, ladies.
I got you. All right.
Tiffany, are we still meeting tomorrow?
Yes, you and I are still on for tomorrow. We said 4:15?
Yeah, as soon as I can get over there, I'll be there.
Well, it's the same thing because I'm picking up some children tomorrow, and I got to make sure I'm going to the right place. But I'll be back by 4:15.
Okay, sounds good.
And you and I need to set up too, Tiffany.
Yeah.
We'll come on at 4:15. We'll just have a party.
Tomorrow?
I'm just kidding.
No. Push comes to shove. We might do maybe do the seminar night. We'll see.
Okay. Yes, ma'am.
You guys take care.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.